So guys, two brand new characters are now obtainable within Destiny Rising. You have Helhest, the brand new Arc 5-star character, and Rossi-11, a brand new 4-star character who is also an Arc damage type unit. And in today's video we're going to be going over everything you need to know about them through their abilities, their available weapons. So let's first go over the brand new mythic character here in the form of Helhest, who at the moment just seems to be very similar to Estella in the form that she generates a whole load of drones that help her fight, but she does have some very unique aspects to her as well. First off, let's go over the data conversion passive that she has. So this states that when boosting/healing drones buff or heal allies, they will also grant the assisted calculations effect for 20 seconds, and Helhest herself will always have assisted calculations active. This states that dealing damage to a combatant also inflicts data analysis for 12 seconds, and data analysis states that when afflicted combatants are defeated, they drop one data fragment, which can stay on the ground for up to 60 seconds. And then for data fragments, once data fragments are generated, they will be automatically absorbed by the nearest boosting drone or healing drone, then uploaded to Helhest's prosthetic to power her encrypted network. The efficiency at which encrypted network absorbs data fragments falls as the number of fireteam members increases to a minimum of 33%. The encrypted network can store up to 48 data fragments. When the encrypted network has accumulated more than 24 data fragments, Helhest can interact with the boosting or healing drones and consume 24 data fragments to provide her allies within 70 meters one heavy ammo brick. So she is very much a supportive character in the fact that she can heal allies and herself, to give a damage boost to herself and allies, and also generate free heavy ammo for them, which is just insane. So for her first signature, she has rapid deployment, which states that she deploys a drone in front of Helhest, holding the button to deploy it at the reticle's position, and casts the ability again to increase the drone's level. With this, you're basically given the option to choose between which drone you want to summon, be it a healing drone or a damage boosting drone, and you can summon both of them, which is what you're definitely going to want to do. Then, for your next signature ability, you have Salvo, which states that you can activate Helhest's prosthetic to fire a volley at the reticle's position and gain the Salvo effect, letting shots to combatants or terrain trigger additional volleys, which is just nuts. You can see the ad clear potential there being absolutely insane. And then for her ultimate ability, or her super, you have full firepower, where she teleports the super drone to the battlefield. The drone will follow Helhest and increase the damage bonus/healing effect of the boosting drone and healing drone on the field, and the super drone will continuously attack combatants and heal allies. So all of her drones are just healing, damage boosting, and the super does it all at once, and you can have all three drones up at the same time, which is absolutely insane. Now, unlike Estella's little turrets, these actually seem to either stay in a designated area, or her super drone, which follows her, similar to like an Arc Soul or Solar Soul within Destiny 2, which is very, very cool. So one of the downsides of Estella, they're immediately negated because the super actually follows along with you rather than staying in one spot. Now then, going over to her weapon mastery, you have Overclock, where casting Salvo grants the Overclocked Shot effect. Overclock Shot states that it shortens bow draw time and linear fusion rifle charge time by 50%, and shots that hit the combatant also deal an extra 15% arc damage, and additionally, when Overclocked Shot is active, it grants weak spot lock-on within a small range while aiming down sights. This does not take effect against light bearers, so it's basically just a free boosted aim assist as well, which is very, very good. Then for her relic traits, the first one is short frequency activation, where deploying or upgrading a drone increases the damage boosting and healing potency of the boosting and healing drone on the field by 200% for 4 seconds. Repeatedly applying this effect extends the duration, and this trait will not take effect while the super drone is present. Then you have Breakneck Collaborator, where allies, including Helhest herself, gain 40% movement speed while within the range of a boosting drone or healing drone, and this effect can last for 8 seconds after leaving the drone's range. And finally, you have Highlights, where releasing the super drone upgrades the boosting drone and healing drone present to the maximum level and refreshes their duration. Additionally, any boosted drone or healing drone deployed during this period will be upgraded to its maximum level. Overall, Helhest is looking very, very strong just in terms of her abilities. She's able to heal, damage boost, generate ammo, and it just seems really, really potent in my opinion. If you're a fan of Estella's gameplay loop of summoning in a whole lot of different minions, I feel like you're definitely going to love Helhest here. Now, one of the major differences though is her weapons. She is the first character in the game to bring the bow weapon type to the game, and if you don't have any bows, you'll just be locked at a blue bow until you go and unlock either of the two legendaries, the mythic or the exotic bow being Trinity Ghoul, which is tied to the new battle pass. And Trinity Ghoul is exactly as it is in Destiny 2, where the first trait fires an arrow that splits when released, aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow, both decrease the spread, and then you have Lightning Rod precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities. And something that I didn't know they would do with the catalyst here, Lightning Rod triggers from any final blow made using the weapon or arc abilities, meaning that you don't need to hit headshots to chain those chain lightnings around with the bow. So this thing is just going to be an absolute menace in terms of add clear potency. Then you also have Catalyst Band 1. When Lightning Rod is in effect, landing precision hits will extend its duration, triggering up to 2 times, and final blows made while Lightning Rod is extended will refresh the number of times the extension can be triggered. And then you also have increased chain lightning damage from Lightning Rod by 25%. Now, due to there being a brand new battle pass, you can immediately just go and obtain this weapon, I believe. Doesn't seem like you can get it at level 1, but if you buy the premium battle pass, you do get it at level 10. But if you're a free-to-play player, you will get it at level 50. And I believe the only way to get the catalysts for this weapon is by obtaining the different currencies from the battle pass and then exchanging them here in the shops for the different catalysts for the weapons. Now, it seems like most of my currencies were resets, so sadly I'll have to regrind all of those because I was hoping I could save them up and then maybe obtain more of a different catalyst for a weapon. Seems like that is not the case, but that's neither here nor there. Now, let's go and talk quickly about just some relics that I recommend for Helhest. If you have played Estella, the artifacts I'm going to recommend here are pretty much the exact same. Pact is going to be really good for her rightmost, and then just any defensive boosting artifacts on the leftmost side that you prefer or like. It's going to be very, very good there. But mainly, you're going to be wanting a pack set just to increase the damage that her minions deal, which is going to be tremendous here for Helhest. And in terms of weapons like exotics, there is an event going on that will give you a free version of Queenbreakers and the currency needed in order to get some of its catalysts. So that's very, very good. But I am probably going to recommend that you guys just go for Trinity Ghoul, either get it at level 50 in the Battle Pass, or just buy the premium one to get it at level 10. And then you can also get some very cool skins for the weapon as well. I've already got one, and this thing looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm definitely going to be leveling up the Battle Pass and getting it to level 50 again to try and get that. Or I might just spend, I think it's like £4.99 to get it at level 10 so I can immediately get it. But yeah, overall, Helhest, very, very good character in my opinion, just from what I've played of her so far. Now though, let's talk about the character that I sadly was not able to pull with my draws, and that being the brand new 4-star character, Rossi-11. Now this character is very interesting. They also have a bow, but are also bringing with them an auto crossbow, which is cool, and they are a brand new arc defensive character. So for their main passive, you have Ionic Protection. When any of Rossi-11's abilities hits targets, they grant 1 point of passive energy up to a maximum of 9. Passive energy is converted into an overshield at a 1:40 ratio once every 2 to 6 seconds. Then for your first signature, you have Arc Cage, where Rosie can throw an arc orb forward, and once it hits a combatant or terrain, it will pull in and inflict confined on nearby combatants, then generate an arc cage that blocks incoming projectiles. For the confined trait, it basically renders the combatant immobile, so it's going to be a very, very good ability to have active. Then you have the second signature being Thread Flow, where Rosie launches an arc thread, dealing damage to combatants it hits and granting Rosie an overshield. Pretty self-explanatory there. Shoot a thing, get an overshield, nice stuff. Then for the super, we have Photoelectric Cage, where Rossi-11 builds a photoelectric cage before them that blocks incoming damage. Using the super again will launch the cage forward, dealing damage to combatants. So it seems like it's a one-way protective cage, so you might be able to shoot through the cage, but you're mainly going to be summoning it and then throwing it at enemies, which just looks really, really cool. Now, for the weapon mastery here, you have when Ionic Protection performs an energy conversion, it will also grant Rosie's bow and auto crossbow 1 stack of weave up to 3 stacks. I can't really see what weave does, but cool. Then you have the first relic trait being Pulling Strings, where Thread Flow can now over-penetrate combatants. Then Ion Accumulator, where when the Photon Electric Gate takes damage, it will generate 1 additional passive energy for Rosie. This effect has a 1-second cooldown. And then finally, Deep Sea Breathing. When Rossi-11's health is below 50%, gain an Overshield that will also heal them for 50% of the Overshield's health. Seems like a pretty cool character. It's a 4-star, so some of you might be able to get Rosie more likely than you are able to get Helhest. And if you like bows and are planning on buying the Season Pass to get Trinity Ghoul, it's probably going to be a pretty decent 4-star defensive character option for you. Don't know how they're going to compete against Jolder, because it seems like they are definitely more selfish in terms of their defensive capabilities and aren't really able to share much of that with allies, just from what I'm reading here. But seems like a pretty decent character either way. So it seems like pulling on this banner is definitely worth it, just for Helhest mainly, but if you do end up getting a Rosie, it's not going to be all that bad for you either. And just before the video ends here, one thing to note, if you get any of these brand new characters, be sure to come over to the Synthesize tab here in your inventory and synthesize some Mythic Weapon Random Engrams Casual, because this will grant you the brand new Mythic Yoshimoto arc damage type bow, which is going to be a very easy way of getting another weapon type for these brand new characters. Now I just pulled one of them, so I'm going to quickly take a look at what the rolls on this thing are to give you a kind of idea of what rolls you should be personally looking for. So Archer's Tempo seems good. Emboldening Support, primary weapon gains up to 45% damage bonus as your power weapons ammo depletes. Okay. This weapon deals increased damage based on how low the target's health is, up to 36%. So Annihilation and Archer's Tempo, probably going to be the best ones there. And then you have Unssured Yields. Final blows grant the next magazine 60% damage after reloading. This is going to be insane because bows only have 1 shot in the magazine, so you're going to be always having this active. So probably go with Annihilation and Unssured Yields alongside Archer's Tempo there if you can't get Annihilation. Hopefully that helps you guys out there. And that's pretty much it for these characters. I'm going to go and do Helhest's story quest and probably upload a short of my reaction to that. But overall, these two characters seem very, very cool and ones that you should definitely be pulling for, especially Helhest there if you're a fan of Estella's main gameplay loop of summoning drones and doing all that cool stuff. With that said though, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. And with that all said, I'll see you all in the next one.